talking about Woodstock, the original Woodstock, way back in the day.
1969.
So it started today, 49 years ago. Next year is going to be quite the celebration.
I would think so.
Big 50th. But we're asking our listeners about their own Woodstock experiences. Fred says he lived a few miles away from Woodstock. Traffic stopped, so he couldn't even make it there. He had to turn around. He went back home to Monticello. Let's see. Robert was there 49 long years ago, he says. Another Robert's writing in saying that his mother went and left him with her parents. So
well,
he didn't go to, I guess he's probably too young to go.
Some people brought their kids, so that's probably better.
I don't know which is better or worse.
No, I mean, leaving with the parents is probably better.
Let's see. Diana said her father actually worked at the concert. He was
wow.
We got a lot of people right in here. All right, so we want to hear your stories this morning. Let's go to the phones and see if we have any people reminiscing about their Woodstock experience. WPDH, who's this?
Gene from Middletown. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, but I volunteer there now. A friend of mine went there, and he was there at the last day also. And when Hendrix played, there was maybe 30,000 people there. Everybody had left. So if you see the wonderful photo of Hendrix on stage, if you see past the few rows of people, you could see all the garbage that was there. So there wasn't 500,000 people when Hendrix played because he was on the final day. But it was still, the national anthem was just outstanding.
But still, 30,000 people for Eddie concert is still pretty big.
Yeah, but I remember that because he ended up going on way, way later than scheduled because it was so late it was the next morning.
Yeah.
Yes, it was Monday morning.
Yep.
People had to go to work.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Gene. WPDH, who's this?
Hi, good morning. My name is Rich. I'm from Quaker Creek, or really Goshen, New York.
All right. So now, Rich, were you up at the original Woodstock?
Well, you're not going to believe this, but when I was a little kid, I used to be an airport rat at Warwick Airport. One of my friends had a 6-passenger airplane that he used to use for their well drilling company. And he showed up with his buddies, did a pre-flight, and he jumped in the back seat, in the hatch. And he's like trying to get me out. His buddies are giving him a ration about it. So I stayed in the airplane, and I went for a ride. We flew from Warwick down to Harriman, and it was a parking lot up and down the thruway as far as you could see.
Yeah.
Then we turned around and headed up to Bethel, and it was just people walking from Chester. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Wow, so you got to see it from high above. You get to see all that madness. Wow.
And then as we're flying over it, you could hear the music playing. And I am listening to Jimi Hendrix play Purple Haze live.
Wow, that is incredible. But here's the thing. I can guarantee you still weren't the highest person at Woodstock.
No, but I am today, right? No, I'm just kidding.
All right, thanks for the call. But yeah, it's great hearing those old stories. But yeah, it's 50 years. It's almost 50 years next year. That's crazy to think about.
I know
how long ago that was. The world is so different now that you could never do something like that. They tried to recreate it in '94. Woodstock '94 was very different.
It's so weird because that was 50 years ago, and it's still very much kind of it's still a cool thing. People still consider Woodstock to have been a cool thing. But like when I was growing up in the 70s, something that happened 50 years ago happened like in the 1920s.
I know.
So,
right?
I mean, and we didn't care about anything that happened in the 1920s.
Like flappers and
I know. Oh
the
my
roaring 20s.
God, right?
Right. That's it. How ancient history it is now.
That's how ancient I am now.
All right. Anyway, keep those stories coming. We love hearing those. You can put them up on our Facebook page. Let us know about your Woodstock experience.